Welcome everyone to the athletic orientation. Also welcome to back to school night. This is the kickoff to the full schedule back to school night for the 2020-2021 school year. As people are filing in, we will get started at 6:30 on the dot. We only have about 25 minutes to cover a lot of information. Exciting information, but a lot of information to take in. So we're gonna hit the ground running as soon as the clock hits 6:30. We're up to 100 participants, expecting about 100 more. So again, this will be recorded. If you're in a family who has someone not on or couldn't make it, it will be recorded and sent out to family members of 7th through 12th graders. Again, we'll give it one more minute until we really get going here. And participants are coming in. As we're waiting to start, if you guys have any questions as we go along, we'll do our best to answer them as they come in, but you can put them in the question and answer box. We will also take those answers and answer them along after the meeting with an email, and also send out a frequently asked questions and a form so you guys can ask more questions. Give it about 30 more seconds. We got a lot of people coming in now. Again, I'll say welcome to the 2020 athletic orientation and back to school night for the upper school. We're excited to be here. Really excited to get some athletic information out to families. We've been waiting a long time. It's been, for some of us, since March. So we're excited to get back out on the athletic fields, the courts, and get rolling. So I'm going to start now, 1 minute over. So again, welcome 2020-2021 school year. We have 3 other speakers on tonight that you'll hear from. First is Ron Turner, our athletic trainer, also teaches athletic training. He's the face of all the athletes. If they're injured, he's out at all the practices, games. We also have Jason Warner. He's a math teacher at Indian Creek and our head varsity boys lacrosse coach. He will be out doing some training with everyone. We also have Coach Corey Somerville, our varsity volleyball coach, also trains with the tennis team, baseball team, and track and field. So a frequent face around the building. You'll hear from all 3 of them today. Again, welcome. I want to start with a brief where we are with league play. This pertains more to high schoolers, but we participate in the MIAA and IAM. We are currently postponed for any league competitions and contests. We, as a group of ADs and heads of school, continue to evaluate the safety of participating in cross school games, interscholastic games. And when it is safe, we will be on the fields ready to go. As things start to get better, we're constantly reevaluating, and our hope is to get all the seasons in this school year. So that's fall, winter, and spring seasons, giving kids competition. So just wanted to bring everyone up to speed with that. It's an ongoing process week by week, and just know that the heads of school and ADs want kids out there participating as soon as possible, with it being safe for others, not only our individual athletes, but community members and family members. While we've had a halt to league play, we took some time to evaluate what we need out of a athletic program during this time away from sports. And we came up with the Eagles training, Eagles athletic training. So we wanted a community-wide 7 through 12 opportunity for kids to get out and get active. We are taking the first 2 days of the week, Monday and Tuesday, and doing a full body workout. So that's upper body strength, lower body strength, footwork, cardio, and endurance. Those first 2 days are important to get kids back active for an hour and 15 minutes a day out on the field, get their feet under them. And then the next 2 days are fall, winter, and spring team opportunities to train. With that said, I won't go too much into it because Coach Warner will talk about what those entail. But we're going to take everyone who comes on Monday and Tuesday training outside only to start to get back the endurance and the strength that some of us had in March, and some of us are continuing to build. So when fall sports come to us, we'd be ready to go. With that said, safety is super important to us, and over time, we're going to stay on top of our protocols and take them very seriously for everyone in our community, not just our student athletes. It's our coaches, it's our administration, and families as well. I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Turner to talk about the protocols, not only what is going to happen on the field outside, but how you should arrive to school and how you are eligible to participate in these programs, which start on Monday, September 21st at 4:30. Ron, the floor is yours.
Okay, good evening. So this is a little different than usual. Obviously, me standing in front of a giant auditorium filled with people. Now I can't see anybody. So the first thing I need to talk about is Magnus paperwork. All 7th through 12th graders will be required to fill out their Magnus paperwork. And the reason is now 7th through 12 are all going to be practicing in the same exact spot. All right. So in order to practice and participate with everybody, all paperwork from Magnus must be filled out. If you have a later physical date, clearly you're eligible all the way up until that physical date expires. So you can still use the old paperwork all the way up until the date the physical expires. If you don't have any paperwork filled out, you won't be able to go down to the fields. We will turn you away. The next thing that we will have to have you guys do prior to arriving on campus is the Magnus app for the COVID questionnaire. Now, there was a little confusion with that app, and I believe I was part of that confusion, and I apologize. For the Magnus app COVID questionnaire, what you guys are going to have to do is download the app onto your smartphone, and this is going to be through the parents. So parents, when you are doing your Magnus login for paperwork, you use the same login to get to the COVID questionnaire. And then you can fill it out. You just press on your child's name, fill it out for that child. And if you have multiple students at Indian Creek, just click on the first one, fill it out for them, and then click on the next one, fill it out for them. What we were trying to do is figure out how we can get the Magnus app on for seniors and juniors who drive to campus. And unfortunately, Magnus is not going to allow us to do that. So what you guys are going to have to do is either allow your kids the access on your smartphone or download the app and then give them your login. That's up to you if you want to trust them for that or not. But we do need that app done prior to their arrival on campus. We will be running reports and standing at the top of the hill. So when you arrive, drop-off will be at the top of the hill, right where the steps are. That way we can check you in, and then you just drive around the school. And parents, if you want to stay, you will have to stay in your car in the parking lot. For those who drive, we are going to check them at the stairs, and then you will be cleared, and then you can drive around and park. When you walk out of your car, you must have your masks on. When you park and walk, you must have your masks on from the time you walk to the time you're down onto the fields. And then keep your mask on until you are ready to work out. We will have cones set up for you to place your stuff. They're going to be the 6 feet distance, as many cones as we can get out there. We'll figure it out per however many people we have. But when you arrive, you will put your stuff down on a specific cone, wear your masks, and then when it's time to work out, take your masks off and put it down. When you are done with that, you will put your masks back on and walk back to the car. I believe we were looking at dismissing those who can drive first, those students who can drive first, and then those students who are being picked up. When you do arrive to pick up, just park in the parking lot and we will get to you. The next thing I want to bring up is the protocols. So we already talked about wearing a mask. Masks will be worn at all times except when you were working out. If you were standing around, a mask must be put on. If you are standing, if the coach is down there, a coach must have their mask on at all times. When you are standing in a circle with your coaches, masks must be worn during that time. And then masks are also worn to and from the fields. Watching the distance, clearly when we're working out, that's something different. But as you're standing around, you must be distant, okay? Any injured athletes will be asked to stay home unless they're rehabbing with me and they've been approved to do so. And then washing hands. Because we do not have building access, and if we even did, Monday and Tuesday, we're not going to have any water, okay? You must bring your own water. We cannot share water bottles. We cannot even bring down the water horses. Unfortunately, it's not allowed. So you must have enough water to do your 1.5 to 2 hour practice. And then you must be able to wash your hands. We will have hand sanitizer all throughout the field. And the restrooms will be the porta potties. That is the only restrooms that we will have. There will be no access to the building. Nothing is happening inside the building. All equipment will be brought out, including that equipment that is used from the gym in the weight room. Okay? And then make sure all equipment cannot be stored at school, even when classes start. We cannot store equipment at school. You must take equipment home with you. And please wash all masks and clothing before we re-wearing them the next time you practice. Coaches have already been talked about with pennies. Pennies cannot be interchangeable. You must have the same color penny on every time, and then the coach will wash it, and then you can change teams the next day. Okay? Thank you very much. I will try and answer any questions you may have in the chat while everyone else is going on.
Thanks, Mr. Turner. We will have some precautions in place. If you do forget a water, we will have individual plastic water bottles to give out in an emergency basis. We don't want kids to dehydrate, but we do ask to bring your own. Everything will be in your area when you are training, or your home cone, which you will be sent to as you walk down the hill. Again, the 3 W's are important. We've heard them when you've come to school for advisory meetings. You'll hear them when you come to school in the hybrid model. It's wash your hands, wear a mask, watch your distance. Our coaches are being trained to do that. We will continue to be a broken record on those protocols because for safety reasons, we're trying to be as safe as we can. We will be visible on drop off and pickup to make sure it is running smooth with traffic crossing and things like that. These are protocols that we've done with external renters that we've been able to tweak along the way, so we feel confident that we'll do them to the best of our ability. I'm going to move to Coach Corey. He's going to introduce himself and just talk about what went behind the Monday, Tuesday training and why it's important. Corey, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody. Again, I'm Coach Corey. I'm the certified fitness trainer at the school, and me and Coach Mr. Larkin have been, working tirelessly to develop a plan for these young boys and girls, so that we could offer them, something in place of being in school and possibly PE classes and things like that, and keep them in shape as well as keep them moving, but not try to deter anyone from exercising and things like that. A little bit of background about myself. I've been training for close to 20 years, certified for about 15 years. I'm also, as you said, the head volleyball coach. But I've worked with from little league players on up to professional players. I work with little kids in fitness on up to senior citizens in fitness. Oldest client being 85 years old. So I've pretty much put my time in. So just a little bit about what went into, putting this workout together. Again, we wanted to give the kids something that would challenge them. But again, we want all the kids to get something out of it. It's not going to be something where, the kids are going to be like, oh, I don't want to return. It's going to be a lot of camaraderie going on. We worked a great deal making sure that the kids are going to be able to stay distant, how we place them, things like that. The first Monday and the first Tuesday are going to be what we call testing days. So basically we're going to give them multiple exercises, some being timed and some being, until fail. One being, let's say, push-ups. We're going to see how many push-ups they can do in 1 minute, and there's no no specific number we're trying to get to. Nobody's trying to outdo anybody. We just want to see, where they are so that we can plan accordingly for the rest of the time that we're going to be doing this. And then we want to see progress. We're going to do the test next Monday for strength training, fitness, and things like that. And then Tuesday is going to be more footwork and cardio. So we're going to do that first test, and then we're going to do another test at the end just to see the progress, and the kids can see that they have, developed and, progressed throughout this, throughout this journey of this. I'm not sure how many weeks it is, somewhere around Thanksgiving where we're supposed to finish. But again, we're going to make sure that the kids get something out of it, make sure that we rally behind our kids, making sure we're not pushing anybody away, making sure we keep the camaraderie with the kids, and, make sure at the end of the day, once we get to the end, the kids can see some progress in their fitness and their strength and their cardio and things like that. So that's pretty much what we have going on there. Again, first couple of days are going to be tests. We're starting around 4:30 and going to end around 5:30, 5:15. Stretching and things like that. They're going to learn how to stretch properly, how long to stretch, things like that, so that we can try our best to prevent any injuries. I'm sorry. Because we all know when it comes to sports and fitness and things like that, the stretching part, it's about preventative maintenance. We want to try our best to prevent any injuries as much as we possibly can. So that's pretty much it. I'll try to answer any questions you have in the comment section. And, I look forward to seeing all of you on Monday and Tuesday. Ready to go for it, get back to it, and, see your faces again. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach Corey. I'm going to take 2 seconds before I introduce Coach Warner to answer a couple questions that I forgot on my go-round. So 2 things. We will upload rosters for each day and each sport in CreekNet. So this will actually show up on your student's schedule at that 4:30 time slot. With that said, that's also how we will communicate any cancellations. So we will on a daily basis be tracking the weather. If there's inclement weather coming and we will have to cancel, we will do that through CreekNet. It's the quickest way to get to every participant and parent. We use it in a normal season, and we'll continue to use it here. So as the rosters are built, they'll be built tomorrow. You will see see days populated on your CreekNet calendar, and we will communicate through that as well. Now, lastly, to talk about our team aspect, the Wednesday, Thursday is Coach Warner. Coach Warner will be obviously with the lacrosse team, but has knowledge of basketball and will give the rundown of what those might look like.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really pumped to see that number of 187 people that are interested in getting back active. It's been a while, so that level of excitement and interest is something that, as a coach, really excites me. So I want to talk a couple minutes about what to expect on the Wednesday and Thursday sessions. First off, anyone who is going to participate in the sport-specific training, it is highly encouraged that you put in that effort on the Monday and Tuesday if it makes sense for your family's schedule. The way that I look at the individual practices is that once we are when you're with your team, all of that conditioning and your strength stuff that would take up a big chunk and is necessary in an athletic workout or practice, you will have done those previous 2 days. So I look at this as the best, closest way that we can get back with your team, get back building those sport specific skills, and even use some of the the fact we can't be as full contact as you would in an athletic season to really start to prep for and front load some of the team concepts that we'll be implementing when we get back to full participation. The thing that actually excites me the most is the opportunity to have students from all grade levels be able to interact and kind of get acclimated to the different coaches that they're going to see throughout their the 9-12 coaches and the varsity coaches, and it's also a great opportunity if you have maybe not given a sport a try that you would have in the past, that this is a great way to jump in and give something a try, a little low stakes, and then decide if you enjoy it and want to stick with it, or walk away and try something else at really no cost to you for making that leap. So as a coaching staff, we want to certainly ensure safety the best we can, and that's going to be our priority. So we're not going to do any drills to kind of to push the boundaries, so to speak. We want to do this safe and do it right, and set an example for everybody, school community, that the athletes in the athletic program are ready to go and get back and do things the right way. So that's my 2 cents. I'm looking forward to seeing you all out there on Monday.
Ty, is it all right if I say something real quick?
Yeah, thanks, Coach Warner. Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Jason and Corey. I'm not sure if you guys have been looking at what's been going on in our community and in our county, but Spalding had to close today. So just make sure if you guys are playing sports with Spalding players or hanging out with Spalding players, you guys check yourselves as well. We do need to ask that you be careful and watch what you are doing now on an after-school basis, okay? If we are still virtual, that means you're free to go out wherever you want. We just need to ask that you pay attention to what your after-school activities are going to be, all right? And then also on the weekends and vacations and whatnot. So please just adhere to those as well.
Yep, that's a good point. Being truthful on filling out the app is super important. We're trying to protect our community, and our goal with this training is not to win a game in March, a lacrosse game in March. Our slogan is win the day. So that means just get better on a daily basis. And we're going to do it together as a community. We're such a tight-knit community. We want to keep that tightness as we get back to hybrid school and back to athletics. And this is the first step in doing that. I'm seeing some of these questions come in, and they're great questions. The protocols are in place and will be continued to be front of mind in our coaches and administration, and soon students. And it's what needs to be done to be safe. And we want to keep doing these. So this is the first step to more opportunity, more games, as the things clear up and we get back to more normalcy. As of this morning, we had, and Coach Warner, correct me if I'm wrong, we had 191 participants who signed up for at least 1 or 4 days of training. That's 55%, maybe a little bit more of our upper school population. So that's awesome. We're excited to get kids back active, both from a mental health standpoint, from a physical health standpoint, and really a school spirit standpoint. Athletics, while Indian Creek is obviously about academics, we are about athletics from a standpoint of participation and competition, winning championships. And it's just one more piece of the equation that makes a good high school experience. So we're bringing that piece back in a little different look, but a really positive look, and a way to really get people involved from all levels as a community. Just answering some questions. I see what's the latest the students can sign up. Today was the deadline. We will take anyone up until Friday. We need to start building rosters and making coaches aware. If you need to sign your student up, please email me, as well as email any other questions you may have. That was a question in the chat. One of the questions, any word on fall sports, and we'll get to play in the spring. That is constantly being evaluated. Our goal as a league, both the MIA and IAM, is to get all 3 seasons in because they're all equally important. And when I know something, the school will know and the parents will know what that plan for league play will entail. With that said, we just hit the 6:55 mark. I believe everyone has some time to get to their first period class, including some teachers here online. So with that, we will call it a night. My email, I have it on my phone. I answer it all the time. Please feel free to send questions my way. Get your Magnus paperwork in to the Magnus portal. That's important. We will have to turn people away. We will try to get a list out to those who may not be compliant on Friday, just as a reminder, but we have to take that very seriously, and we'll continue to do that. So have a great back to school night. We look forward to seeing any student athletes who are on this call on Monday at 4:30, and go Eagles.